Welcome to the Grow Your Business and Grow Your Wealth podcast with Gary Heldt. Gary is an expert in helping business owners put together a plan that will provide a better future for their businesses, themselves, and their families. On the podcast, Gary interviews other professionals who share his vision, and together they share secrets and strategies any business owner can use to build a better financial foundation for your business and your life.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast. This week, my guest is Chris Troka, and he is the founder of Focused-Biz. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, Gary, thanks so much for having me. How you doing today?
Great. Chris, so, tell us about Focused-Biz and what is it?
Absolutely. So this was my marketing and automation agency that I started in 2020. This was my reaction, my pivot during COVID. 10 years prior, I started a wedding DJ business, eventually grew and scaled a team and became an award-winning wedding DJ business. Obviously, 2020, we weren't able to have a lot of events. So that was the creation of the marketing agency after completing my degree in marketing. And this was just kind of taking all the skills I learned from building that wedding DJ business and now providing other business owners with similar access to tools and resources.
So what inspired you to start your own business in marketing? I mean, I understand you got, just had recently gotten your degree and stuff, but, going from, hey, I got my degree to boom, I want to be a business owner is a quick move.
It is absolutely. And I don't think everyone is really suited or built for that. It's something for me personally. I absolutely hate mornings and I despise the 9 to 5 lifestyle. I do not like giving my time, effort, and knowledge to a company that unfortunately I feel like either is going to exploit me or I won't get the benefits in the end. I like investing in myself. So that was my opportunity to kind of take the reins, take control, allow me to control my future. That way, every ounce of customer service or service recovery that I put into my own business, I could receive that benefit from. So that was me hating 9 to 5, realizing there's more opportunity, and just taking a calculated risk as many of the entrepreneurs do.
What, why marketing?
Marketing, it's funny because I actually started to go back to school for business, and business was kind of that foundational piece. But after being in business a while and learning some of the topics of the curriculum, I realized maybe business isn't what I want to specialize in. I knew the sales and the marketing was going to be the real ticket to freedom. If I could learn the marketing piece, that would make the business side a whole lot easier. And unfortunately, kind of as you alluded to before our conversation, a lot of the business owners, they're great at their craft, their expertise, what they do. The plumbers, electricians, whatever business you're in, they don't know a lot about accounting. They don't know a lot about marketing or sales. So that was me just knowing that I need to be good at marketing and sales to be a better business. And I'm very, very happy that I made that pivot from the business to the marketing and then just decided, hey, why not just give it a shot?
Right. Tell us more about Focused-Biz and kind of what the I guess your business model is behind it and kind of what you're trying to do with it.
Absolutely. So this was created just kind of recognizing there being a gap within the marketplace where there's a lot of great entrepreneurs and solopreneurs out there, but they don't have access to the tools and resources, or they may not even consider hiring on full-time marketing. So I see that there's this gap between some of the search engine optimization, some of the website building that they do, some of the friction that they're adding in the buyer's journey. Unfortunately, a lot of these businesses don't realize it can be helpful and almost expected nowadays to have either maybe a chatbot on your website or make the form more apparent and easier to get to. That friction in the buyer's journey is something that we as consumers run into. It's an obstacle that kind of makes us think twice about moving forward with a particular product or service. So that was just us realizing the gap in the market. We wanted to bring that same marketing and automation benefit to these small businesses as the same as these big corporations are benefiting from. It's all about trying to level the playing field.
Now, how are you doing this? How are you making this available? Because again, so many times business owners don't know what they don't know. So how are you trying to educate them that this is there and how to use it?
Absolutely. So a part of growing our business and our network is starting with podcasting. This is a great opportunity to have one-on-one conversations with other B2B or B2C business owners. We get to chat about what they're going through. After a while, once we kind of build that conversation, then we can go into what are you working on, what are your goals for 2025? And then there's some opportunity to be able to offer, suggest certain services available to them. But for us, we focus a lot into SEO. We do some blogging to help educate people. We create some videos and workshops to help the solopreneurs and entrepreneurs along in their journey. And we just started a Facebook group as well, where we can all collaborate and chat about what's working in our business. What are you excited about right now? Because I find that's really important in the business world, is to have a community and people you can connect with to share, your ideas and thoughts.
Right. So you just, I always try to break this down a little bit more. So you said B2B, B2C. For the listeners who don't know what that means, what does that mean?
Of course, I hate using acronyms, and I'm like, oh, I should expect everyone to know. B2B is going to be a business to business sales. B2C is business to consumer. B2C, you can consider this sometimes a retail location, you're direct to consumer. Oftentimes, B2B is this, you're selling directly to businesses as well. So the way that we market and start, develop, and nurture relationships is going to be different, because a B2C, a regular consumer, typically makes a purchase decision within 3 to 4 weeks on average. Businesses, on the other hand, will take 8 to 15 months in order for a business transaction to take place. So it's really important for knowing how relationships are built, where your audience is, how you can get found or get in front of them, and then how we just naturally bring value, nurture that relationship. So that's kind of our process for building that between the B2B and the B2B strategy.
Now, how are you using AI to help automate what you're doing?
AI has been an incredible tool. It's 2025 right now, and the advancements that it's made in the past 3 to 4 years is incredible. Right now, I'm using AI to help craft copy for a lot of my social media campaigns. It's saving me hours of work creating the social media copy. I asked ChatGPT just last week. I said I need 52 social media posts. I'd like to focus on these keywords, keep it within this parameter. The more instructions you can provide to AI, the better it will serve you. So starting with that, all the way into removing friction from your website, using conversational AI in your chatbot. No longer do you have to give it this sort of if, then, yes, no sort of direction. It has more flexibility. It can be adaptable. It can remember past conversations from that contact. It can use that as context. So the way this AI is building this better conversation, better nurturing them through that buyer's journey. And that's just one piece of AI. I also have our internal LLM creating personalized email responses and replies at scale. So this is something you would have to personally do, or you'd pay someone to go to a website, check it out, find something cool and unique to mention into a message. Now you can have an AI do that for 3,000 businesses in under 20 minutes, and suddenly you've done personalization at scale. So AI is a great tool. There's more coming out each day. Each tool is now integrating more AI into it. So it's just another tool in the toolbox for a lot of these business owners. I love using it. It's helping to automate. It's helping to take time from my schedule, and it's just been a huge time saver for me. I love it.
All right, you used another acronym, LLM.
I did it again. A large language model, which is what OpenAI, a technology company, was built upon. So this is just knowing how
Gotcha.
English conversation works, questions, answers. This is how large language models typically work.
Yeah, we've had some prior guests on, and we've talked a lot about AI and how AI has a language of its own. And if you're not asking the right questions or using the right prompts, you're not going to get what you want. It's kind of back to that whole computer thing, garbage in, garbage out. If you're not feeding it the right stuff, it's not going to give you back what you want.
Absolutely, that is so true. The prompting within AI itself has a lot of knowledge, but just like any employee, you need to provide some direction and clarity so that way you can produce a better end result. One tip that I like to use is to provide them an example output. So give it an exact structure of what you like. If you have a particular blog writing style, feed it 2 to 3 blogs so it knows some context and how to replicate that writing style. Another piece is going to simply ask the AI ChatGPT what other information would be helpful for you, and or what prompt would you like me to give you in order to better train you? And your AI will actually provide a better prompt than you could prompt, only because it has the context to know what it needs. So just another great opportunity for you to make the most out of your AI.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is people have to not be afraid of it and just try.
Yes, absolutely.
So, you said that you're using AI and other things to help with people's websites and stuff like that. What are some of the common mistakes that you see people making when they're trying to optimize their website and things like that?
For their website optimization, I think they focus a little too much on the keyword experience, trying to stuff some keywords in, and they lose sight of that customer experience, that journey. So they're focusing too much on putting the keywords in, as opposed to how can I naturally put this keyword into a moving sentence, a clear, concise message that would actually resonate with the audience. So I see them kind of making these mistakes. Kind of typical mistakes are not optimizing your website, not including your meta or title tags. A lot of these are kind of beginner mistakes, but it can happen to a lot of us, even for those who have been in the game for a while. So just focus on optimizing your website. You can use AI or ChatGPT and ask it to research your website and make SEO suggestions and recommendations. But just remember that AI doesn't have access to the same tools like a SEMrush for us to be able to go into the more deep pieces of the SEO analytics and keyword tracking. That's something that AI just can't have access to yet. But as ChatGPT and other AI services develop, just like OpenAI just launched their operator, it can now have access to the tools and resources to book calendar appointments. It can provide real-time URL web crawls. Those are just website names. So just really cool to see what is available out there. It's unfortunate that we keep making these beginner mistakes, but I would rather see people taking imperfect action and make some mistakes rather than not trying it at all. There's something to be said about taking that action.
Yeah. Now, how does there are a lot of big players. I mean, I get emails, probably 5 a day, of somebody telling me, "Hey, I can make your website better," and all of this stuff. Um, yeah, using your service, because again, things are constantly evolving, and if your website is staying static, then you're falling behind. How do you help people overcome the fear? Because many times the business owner, they don't understand necessarily that their website is marketing, and it's out there, and when people go to search, and making sure that their website is mobile friendly and everything else. How do you help somebody who really doesn't have an idea that maybe they're a great plumber, electrician, accountant, or whatever, but have zero idea when it comes to marketing and their website?
Absolutely. So a lot of business owners are either coming in with a business they've been either sustaining or building or growing for a while. Maybe they bought a book of business. They're either new or they've been doing it a while. Maybe they've been out of the game for marketing and sales that they're so scared to even try to get back in. They feel it's too late. I'm too far behind. I can never catch up. For some industries, slight truth to that. However, never too late to get back into it. What's nice is that for people like us who provide the marketing AI automation services, we know what works. We know what initial steps we need to do to have the most impact to move that needle. So when someone who's been out of it for a while, we know exactly what we need to do to optimize in order to get them that traffic. It's going to start with some Google Business Profile optimization, getting you listed on directory listings. This is going to be the biggest push you're going to get for your SEO, and then build off of that with your social media, your blogs, your keywords, backlinks. All of these things kind of build into into your SEO strategy. And marketing and sales as a whole, it's never late to get back into it. You may have just a very outdated 90s looking one-page website. Maybe it has the JavaScript, or what was that? What was that? The Flash Player. It has the Flash Player animation from 1995, and that's been good for a while. But today is different. Today's consumer thinks differently. They act differently. They purchase differently. They're doing more research. They're more informed, and they want to know that you're the right person and the right fit. They may want to support you based on your values, beliefs, or just simply based on the work or the price that you have. So it's your opportunity as a business owner to evolve as the times change, and just know, hey, it's never too late to get back into it and try something new.
Now, you have some certifications from HubSpot and Google. Can you explain what that actually means in it? How do you use that to help enhance your business?
Absolutely. So Google certifications, they offer some great classes and courses online to be able to get a certification, either Google Ads or Google Business Profile or Google Search. This is going to add to your credibility and your trust factor. Just shows that you care about your continuing education. For HubSpot, HubSpot is a CRM tool, which is a customer relationship management software. It manages your contacts, communications, emails, a lot of the marketing and sales pieces for your business. So getting these certifications for HubSpot, it was inbound marketing. This is about relationship marketing. This is about less about the cold email and more about warm inbound organic leads. These are going to be the warmest, most pre-qualified leads you could ever get are going to be organic inbound leads. These are people who are more familiar with your service. They already have some background information on what you do and how you help people, and they're more ready to make a purchase decision versus you're just randomly trying to reach out with a cold email and, hey, I'd love to help you with your website. I noticed you have some keywords.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've noticed you probably haven't purchased any of their services, and each of their emails never feels personalized, right? You just feel like you were one out of 10,000 emails you got sent. Now, if you had a similar email that sounded a little bit different, I'm sure you'd be more interested, but that's just how it goes. But the inbound relationship marketing, that was the benefit of the HubSpot certification. I just love continuing education, trying to build off of that. And I know that if people appreciate the style of marketing that I do, that it's more focused on the nurturing and the relationship building, people would appreciate and recognize that. So that was my goal, to try to get more knowledge, more experience by getting those certifications, and just kind of help build to the credibility of the work that I do.
Sure. Now, earlier you said that you have a podcast that you get on with people. Can you tell us about your podcast?
Absolutely. Our podcast is called Brainwork Framework. We wanted to talk about all things business, sales, and marketing. Originally, this started in 2020. My buddy and I were both business owners. We wanted to talk about all the things we want to talk about when it comes to business, because our other friends who aren't business owners, we just can't have those same conversations. Did about 12 episodes. First year was great. After that, we realized we could learn a lot more and offer an opportunity to highlight people in their journey by inviting them to the podcast. Suddenly, 2 years later, now we're publishing 3 episodes per week. I'm recording about 3 times per week. We have content going out all the time. Our monthly downloads for this month are more than our entire 2020 downloads or 2021 downloads. So it's nice to see the trajectory and the growth. It's a great opportunity to create these one-on-one business relationships, to share and learn from each other. So we provide them content and a platform to share themselves. It's a natural one-on-one business meeting. And then from there, we just get to promote their content. What's cool is that now, if we do our job and do really well with optimizing our podcasts and videos for SEO, for search engine optimization, there's a chance when their company or their name gets searched online, our podcast will come up. They'll get to see this conversation, and I, as a person, as the host, get to promote myself. So it's a great opportunity, and I'm guessing maybe if you received a cold email inviting you to a podcast as opposed to, hey, your website doesn't look that good, I think you would be more receptive to the idea of coming onto a podcast. You would never think twice, oh, is this going to turn out to be a sales meeting? And I hope that most people don't treat it like that. Be real, be genuine, be authentic, provide real value. Don't be don't be spammy like that.
Yeah, yeah. I can say, just like, like we talked about, there's companies out there that do things the right way and stuff like that, and do it the wrong way. And, people using a podcast as the sales tool for you, it doesn't set right for sure, especially when you're trying to look at this as more of something that's educational and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Where do you see the technology and everything? I mean, AI is I'm going to say AI is learning exponentially kind of every 6 months or so. It seems like it's revamping and so forth since it came out. Where do you see it going in the next 6 to 12 months?
6 to 12 months from now, considering we've had, a public announcement that OpenAI wants to achieve AGI. I don't even know what that stands for, and I
Yeah,
don't think they do either, but they
I was going
claim
to
it
say.
to be superhuman capabilities with maximum profit potential, I think is what, in a nutshell, what they're trying to create. They released their use of AI agents and now AI operators. So these have access to tools not available to some of the previous models that were just kind of, hey, let me have a conversation or create text. They're not creating images, they're creating video, they're creating songs. I'm seeing AI in the next 6 to 12 months, considering even DeepSeek came out with their higher efficiency, lower cost model. I'm seeing more competition that will be better for everybody. I'm seeing even for people who weren't interested in AI, they're getting the pleasure of getting to use AI and not not able to skirt around it. So it's in our phones, it's in all of our tools. Even a tool that never had AI before, they're suddenly injecting it. But I see AI as another great tool in the next 6 to 12 months. We could see these AI operators replacing, unfortunately, a lot of the labor workforce. A lot of call centers might be disrupted or replaced from the conversational AI as they get refined and the models get more exact, everything will improve. And the more training that we put into it, the better it will be. Now, unfortunately, with that shift and disruption in the labor market, that just becomes a new opportunity for people to learn a new skill. Definitely recommend for people to either check out automation or AI prompting in order to help build your own skill set to be more valuable for a lot of these companies. Because anyone who wants to integrate AI, they need someone to be able to prompt and communicate with that AI to continue training it. So again, just as we saw Ford's production line for automation, just as many new things for creating things becomes more available to everybody, we'll just see a shift in the market and we'll have to adapt accordingly in order to move forward.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of it is not so much AI replacing you. It's somebody who is using AI is going to replace you. So yeah, you definitely need to if you haven't started embracing it, you definitely need to, because again, it's in everywhere. I'm going to throw out that caution, that warning is that not everything with AI is correct, because again, it's going out to the World Wide Web and it's pulling information from there. Because I can tell you from my side, on the tax side of things, it's 2 to 3 years behind. So a lot of people, because I've had people say, "Oh, I got this off of GPT, blah blah blah," and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, well, the structure of it's good, but this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, type thing. So I think it's one of those things where it's like, I think AI is great. I think Chat GPT or Gemini, whatever you want to use, is great, but make sure that you're verifying and things like that to just to make sure that you're not getting yourself out there and extra water. And again, it is a great tool and it's great to help you, if not anything, get started. But there are people that are using it, and there's going to be people that are going to be using it. It's not going to be for the good. So certainly be careful in whatever you're doing.
Absolutely. Just like with any tool, it can make mistakes, and it's up to the operator to have that quality control. Really make sure, hey, based on my past experience and my expertise, does this seem appropriate and correct? Now, I'm sure that ChatGPT or a similar model could do great if it had access to the current tax codes and the understanding of how it's broken down. But unfortunately, with the past knowledge that it has, it just can't be relevant for this use case. Unfortunately, the format looked great; it could get you to a good start, and maybe your CPA would be appreciative if you had. Maybe your papers in a better structure that ChatGPT actually gave it to you. But you do
Right.
need to rely on the experts to go in and make those final checks, go through everything, at least if you want things done right. Even for me, I have some AI blog writing tools that will automatically schedule a draft post into my website, but I'm someone who wants to go in and double check everything. Is everything accurate? Does it look correct? Does it follow the flow that I'm looking for? Is anything inaccurate? Because that's the last thing I want to do is to post fake news or false information
Right.
out on the website. Now I know this is the internet. No one would ever want to lie on the internet, right? So it's something we need to keep in mind for the training data that AI is using.
Right, right, exactly, exactly. Um, yeah, one last question for you here. Um, what advice would you give a business owner who's feeling kind of overwhelmed with the pace that technology is moving at, that they're kind of just now starting to dip their toes in this?
Absolutely. Trying to learn anything new or to keep up with the rapid changing of technology or anything, it can be a struggle. It can feel like you're just overwhelmed and you're never going to be able to keep up or understand what they're doing. What I recommend is for business owners to reach out to other business owners who are either using these tools or consultants or experts who use these tools daily because they know what the tools are capable of, what end result or goal you're trying to achieve, and what tools will best suit you to reach that goal. So you don't need to, for me, I don't understand exactly how everything within a computer motherboard graphics card actually works. But I do know that it does work and it does things that I need it to do. So I don't need to understand how it works, just that it does. And if you're willing to invest and take a small calculated risk into these new tools, it can open up a lot of doors for you. Again, these consultants and experts are going to know what tools are available, what's coming down the pipeline, and we don't need to teach you as a business owner exactly how everything works. Just know that it's working in the background for you. So at the end of the day, just know what pieces you need as a human for your input or approval, and then just carry on with business as usual.
I think some of it is, you know, when you walk in the door in the morning and you flip the light on, do you really care how the electricity travels and works and stuff like that, or do you just care that the lights come on? So reality is that that's kind of what it is, but again, it's I think what we need to know is, hey, if that's where I flip that switch and the lights don't come on, where do I need to go check? And I think that that's where the AI and all of this, is going. And I think it's very smart of you to be using the AI and things like that to help with the marketing generation and stuff like that, because it is pulling from the sources that you wanted to pull from to give you the information that you want.
Absolutely. A lot of the AI can be trained specifically to your brand, giving it these resources and training data. That can definitely improve the output and make the AI tool work a lot better for you. And I definitely love the light bulb metaphor and analogy. You don't care how the electricity gets there, and if it doesn't turn on, do you have a little bit of troubleshooting to know how to fix it? When it's beyond your control, then you can call the electrician, call in the experts. But if you need to change a light bulb or flip a fuse, at least you know how to do that.
Right, right. So, Chris, what have I not asked you wish I had?
Well, you've asked all the wonderful questions. I love just chatting anything about business technology. Great introduction here with everything and great questions. I just love business technology and marketing. I despise a lot of the large conglomerate corporations that have unfortunately been created and now no longer improve their services. They're removing services and increasing prices. We need more competition. So I'm here to help all the small solopreneur, small businesses out there who want to have the similar access to tools and resources that these big companies do, so they can have a fighting chance and we can have some more competition in this wonderful country that we're in.
Great, great. So Chris, people like what they hear. Where can they find your blogs? Where can they find your podcast? Where can they find you?
Absolutely. People can connect with me directly on LinkedIn, Christopher Troka, also available on Facebook. My website is going to be focused-biz.com. And for people interested, we do have a Facebook community for a lot of entrepreneurs who want to learn more about sales, marketing, automation, and AI as well. So anywhere you can type in the name Chris Troka, I'm sure you'll find me. And our podcast name is Brainwork Framework, available where all podcasts are heard.
Great. Chris, really appreciate your time today and enjoyed our talk.
I appreciate it as well. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it.
Great. Hey, this week my guest was Chris Troka, and he's the founder of Focused-Biz, and I'll see you guys next week.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com.